A tutorial on how to do your table of contents page. And so I'm going to kind of point that out here. So I know I did it a little bit in the body tutorial, but I'm going to do it fully here. So here, what you're going to do is you're going to identify headers. So this is going to be a heading 1. And if you want to change how heading 1 looks, you just go to, right click and then go to modify, and you can, select the different, font styles. You can center align it, whatever. And so I'm going to go through my paper and identify, the heading 1s and heading 2s. So this is the introduction. So I'm doing depression as a risk factor for heart disease. I'm going to identify this one as a heading 1. So it's already been defined as a heading 1. And then I'm going to define this one as a heading 1, physiological response to stress. And then I define general adaptation syndrome as a heading 2. And then I'll talk about the neurobiological etiology of depression and heart disease as a heading 2. Not sure why that didn't bold. Okay. And anxiety disorders as a risk factor for heart disease. I'll define that as a heading 2. And then social support as a protective factor. I'll define that as also as a heading 2. And then depression onset following heart disease diagnosis and treatment. So that's going to be a heading 1. So I'll define that as a heading 1. And then I'll have this one. This is a subheading, so heading 2. And then efficacy of treatment, I'll make this one a heading 2. And then conclusion, we'll make that a heading 1. And then I've got my references here. So one thing about references is, they should save on your, if you've been doing your article summaries and entering them into your sources, you should have them in here. And you can just, if you want to move them, you can move them in by just clicking the copy button and putting them in your current list. And then if they're in your current list, then when you pull your references page, it's going to cite them for you in the references page. So that's so I'll just show you kind of quickly how to do the references page. So you're going to want to put your references page on the next page. So I'm going to put it right here and just go to bibliography and click on that. And then, go ahead and click on the bibliography. And now I have a bibliography. And I'm just going to copy and change it to Times Roman and 12 font. And now my reference page has magically appeared. And oh yeah, you're going to want to do a double space. So we'll do paragraph, line spacing double. Okay. Oops. Let's go down. I'm not sure why it's not. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So now it's double spaced and it's perfectly formatted for you. So And so then you're going to do, so now that you've done all your headers, you can go back up and do your table of contents. So what you're going to do is you'll do your, you'll have your title page, you'll have your abstract, and then you're going to want to move your intro down, your start of your paper down to the next page. Actually, you probably want to move your abstract down too. And so I'm going to label my abstract too as a header. And so now you're ready for your table of contents. So you go to references and then click over here, table of contents, and just go to automatic table 1. And so now see how it's done a nice little table of contents page for me. And so you just, you'll highlight it. Go to Times Roman 12 font. This one you'll make a heading 1, table of contents. And so, yeah, there you go. There's your table. Just one of the things that do a double space. So, yeah. So now you got a nice table of contents. And so, yeah, and anytime you want to change your headers, you can just go to update table, and you can go to update entire table, or if you just want to update the page numbers, you can do that and it should update the table for you. But that's how you do the table of contents. And yep, make sure that so I will post this on for you guys to reference as you write your papers. Obviously, I'm available to you to write these, and so also the Writing Center is as well. So I wish you all the best of luck.